Hi, this is Marlene. I'm Shane. We got married at the Sixpence on August 20th, 2022.
My favorite moment of getting married with the Sixpence, and I'm sorry I'm already crying because I feel so emotional just being here, was definitely just feeling like I was surrounded by home. I feel like every moment leading up to my engagement with Shane, my wedding here at the Sixpence with Shelby and Seth and her father was like the biggest thing. I feel like every little point that led me to our wedding was like, this is the place where all the love is just gonna like explode. So I feel like finding out about the Sixpence was, hey, this is a spot where it's all going down. And then God saying like, oh my gosh, you have to just like think about this spot. And then I was like, oh my gosh, God, you are absolutely right. Let's do this. And then figuring out that this love was built with so much love, with so much passion, and with so much purpose. And realizing, yep, this is it.
One of my favorite moments at our wedding was our first dance. We were trying to plan this out so many times with the same song, but we just get frustrated at each other. So we just kind of said, we'll just wing it. And so but it didn't look like we did, but we totally were. But then I thought also it was special, like bringing our parents in when they had no idea that we were going to do that, and then just kind of like vibed with them and did that as well. So I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, we absolutely intended for this surprise dance with our parents to be a complete surprise. We did not intend to have like a parental, like he dances with his mom, I danced with my dad. They were all under the impression that we were just gonna dance with each other and that was gonna be it. But then when we came to the moment, we were like, you know what? This is a moment that we owe thanks to our family. So let's bring them in on the fun.
Yeah.
And at that point we were like, let's call for our parents. So we like split up halfway through our like first dance, and he sought out his mom and I sought out my dad, and it just came together perfectly. So the main ceremony option for us was the dining area, just because we're Catholic and so we had to get married at the church, and so we had to come over to the Sixpence to celebrate the occasion, which at that point was just a dining setup. So that was the big thing about us. But I think what was so special was that even through all the hiccups that had to do with our wedding, Shelby went above and beyond every step of the way to make sure it was like chef's kiss perfect. And so I feel like someone who's that invested in your happiness should get all the glory. I feel like the Sixpence was definitely a call to God to remember how we met each other and in the circumstances that we met each other. I feel like Shane and I met at a point where we were both just dealing with so much like heartache in life. And the mission behind the Sixpence just touched our hearts. Knowing Shelby's father and Shelby and the mission that they were seeking out through their venture out with the Sixpence brought so much comfort to our hearts, knowing that we were doing the right thing and that we were doing it in his name at the end of the day. And so I feel like the Sixpence just calls to you. And if you know that the Sixpence is your spot, you should just go ahead and just sign your name on it and claim it for you. I think my biggest advice for Sixpence couples considering any kind of idea that they're struggling with reaching a consensus on is definitely realizing that the marriage is at the very center of everything. You're still marrying like the most wholesome person in the world that's meant for you. And so all of those things that are out there taking your attention are taking a second place at the very end. So consider that those things will not matter, because at the very end you're marrying who your soulmate is, and realizing that it all comes down to what makes you happy. So as a bride, a lot of things carry so much weight on us because as women we want to be superwoman in every aspect of carrying out a bride, I guess, wedding role. And so you just have to choose what's best for you, not what's best for anybody else, because no one's thinking about it from that perspective. So choose what makes you happy, choose what makes us happy, and then realize that the very day of, nothing else is gonna matter but everybody else having fun and seeing you fall in love with your soulmate.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. Because we had some frustrating hiccups, with our caterer and general, but things that are kind of out of your control as much as you have to make it be. And then, at the end of the day, you're marrying your soulmate, and that's all that really matters. So try and keep that in the back of your mind, even though something crazy could happen on wedding day.